Hi everyone, I've previously done a video on these YN622C triggers, and also there's the TX, which is the transmitter only, but I wanted to do a bit of a video on actually using them, because I think a lot of people are afraid to get stuck into flash, especially off-camera flash. It's almost like a black magic art. But I've got this subject here which I'm going to use, and I've mainly chose this because it's got fur on the outside of its head, and that will show off a rim light better. I'm just going to do quite a cropped in shot to not get so much background in, and my other flash is quite close, sort of thing. So I'm gonna just set this up, and then I'll talk you through that. Okay, so we've got our little setup here. I've got the TX on the camera, the 622C TX, and if I can get this to focus, there we go. Those are the settings I've currently got on there. I've got a 622 on here and a YN568EX2 flash. Okay, and I've got exactly the same over here. And this is providing the rim light for my subject. So I've got the camera set up with the YN622C TX on top, and I've made all the settings on the on this unit. The camera just thinks it's got an external flash on it. So if I quickly go into the menu, you can see what I've got set there. I've currently got it set on high speed because I am going to be shooting at 1,000th of a second. Okay. So we're on ETTL, we're on high speed, we're on average, and you must set that to average, not evaluative, with the Yungnuo kit, because it won't work on evaluative. And I've got the firing group all, because I'm not using the Canon firing group. Okay, so these are the settings that I've got on the transmitter. And basically, I've got the rim light over there set at 1 stop less. Okay, on the key light here, I've got the Rogue flash bender, and I've just got the flash facing up, as you can see. And that is my main light. I'm just bouncing a big lot of flash off there. So we'll go ahead and take a shot. And as you can see from the picture, we got still quite a strong rim light, but it is a little bit close, really. So have a look at the histogram. It's a little bit underexposed, but that's a 2/50th of a second. Actually, I can go higher than that, can't I? So let's try. I'm doing it to f8, and we'll put the high speed sync on, and I can do one at 1,000th of a second. There we go. The ETTL is actually shutting down the exposure a little bit because of the amount of white on the right hand side of the image there. So what I'm going to do now on the transmitter unit is turn off group B. Okay, I'll take a shot, have a look at that, and there you can see there is no rim light. That's with the rim light, and that's without. So look at the histogram. Histogram's a lot better and what I should probably do is play about with this in manual, because as I say, in ETTL all the white is shutting down the exposure a little bit on the front. What I could try is we'll try switching group B back on, and then we'll take it down 3 stops and see what we get then. There we go, it's a little bit better, a little bit better. Okay, that was our original one, and that was the one 3 stops down, and that's without a rim light. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a little bit of artistic fun. I've got a rogue snoot which I'm going to put on the rim light flash. Okay, so what I've done now, I've put a rogue grid light on there with a gel in the front, which is a like a purpley brown colour. Okay, so that's going to be my rim light, which is going to put a bit of colour in. So I've taken a shot, and this was at 2/50th of a second, but anyway, it's f8, and I hope you can see there that what we've got is like a sort of a coloured rim light, which is quite a nice effect. If I go to some of the previous ones we've done, okay, there's a white, and there's the coloured rim light. The settings that I ended up with, I dialed 1 stop off the main light, and I added a stop to the the rim light, just to get that effect, and also to get a little bit of colour on the left hand side. So basically, this is just to show you what you can do quite easily with the Yungnuo triggers. Okay, and I'm quite easily adjusting the exposure with them on the transmitter on the camera, and looking on the screen at the results that I'm getting. I'm going a little bit psychedelic now. I've got the Rogue gel kit, which has got the band that goes around the flash head, and there's the gel. If you can see, yeah, the gels should not be actually on top of the flash gun lens itself, because they can melt, especially if the flash is on full power. So we're just having a little bit of fun with that, and if I take a shot with that and have a look at it. Okay, so you can see there the colours are a little bit wild, but it's just for demonstration purposes really. If I go back to what we had originally, there you go. So that's a natural colour with a sort of a red key light. I put the blue gel on. The exposure was a little bit low because the gels do take some stops off. I'm just going to do a quick video on Canon's group flash control for the ETTL. A lot of people find it a bit mind-blowing, and in some respects it is, but when you're using it in a control situation like this, it is. Okay, so let's bear in mind Group A is on the left and Group B is on the right. Okay, I have been using the transmitter unit in manual, and if I'll just show you the result from that. Okay, so that is in manual, and that's half power on Group A on my left hand side, and quarter power on the Group B on the right hand side. What I'm going to do now is go into the Canon control. The settings in manual still remain on my Yungnuo unit, so I'll show you how they change after I've set the Canon menu up. So we're going to external flash function settings. Obviously the camera communicates with the transmitter unit, so we're in manual flash. We're going to change that to ETTL, and then we go down to firing group, change that to A and B, and then in the A to B firing ratio we can change that. Okay, to put it in a simplest way, obviously 1:1, that's the same power on both flashes. A is to the left, B is to the right. So if I alter that and I move my dial to the left, it means that the A group will be 4 times more powerful than the B group. So we'll set it to 4:1. You'll see the most marked difference. Okay, so I'm going to set that up, get my shot ready, but you can see all the settings have changed on the Yungnuo unit. So we'll take the shot, and then you can see it's quite a strong, I've got blue gel on the left, red gel on the right. You can see that it's quite a strong exposure sort of thing from the blue flash, but with some key light effect added in. And sometimes that's probably about as far as you'd want to go. That would be fine if that was the effect that you were after. I'm using the colours just to show the effect more than anything. Let's go back into the external flash settings. Oh no, it's the wrong one. External flash function settings. Let's go back down to the ratios and we'll change it to the opposite side. So B will be 4 times what A is. Okay. So that's what we've just taken, that's what we previously took. So using the Canon ratio settings, it's not a specific art, fine art or an art you can work out, but that was 4:1 ratio on the left flash, which is my main light. That was a 4:1 ratio where the rim light is 4 times the main light. And again, that might be the effect that you're after. I hope this was of some help with regards to the Canon flash group settings. If you've got any questions, please post below. Okay, so I hope this has been useful to you, and I've tried not to make it too complicated, and I hope that it's of some benefit to you. If you've got any questions about any of the items that I'm using here, apart from the Tiger, just drop me a question below and I'll always answer. But it is really easy to set up. The Canon Flash system is quite good in that fill-in flash, which I'm not using here because the ambient light level is too low really, but at an exposure value of between 10 or 13 or more, the Canon will start to assume that you want in fill-in flash, and that's what it will meter for. So you can take an ambient meter reading. If you've got a subject you want to use a little bit of fill-in flash, don't be afraid to use it, and use it in ETTL, and the camera will just expose correctly for the area which needs filling in. Okay, thank you very much.